So you guys have been sort of tucked away over here. I mean, I am really taken aback just the fact that so much is over here. Even myself, I've been here for 4 years, and I'm just hearing about Pocahontas Island.
Wow.
What are some of the other things attributing to just the uniqueness of Pocahontas Island, would you say?
Well, I said, when you look at Pocahontas, understand how you come in here. There's two major things you see. Joseph Jenkins Roberts Street when you come up in here. Let us understand who Joseph Jenkins Roberts was, and he give you some kind of understanding of Pocahontas. Even this past weekend, the Liberians came in and did a lot of photographing here in Pocahontas because they still feel they loyal to Pocahontas. But Joseph Jenkins Roberts was a mulatto that came into Petersburg, and later they married into the Roberts family, had a fishing industry on the river. Now, Joseph Jenkins Roberts might have had a business up there around Union Street, but he lived within this area. And according to our maps, he operated off the Appomattox River. When his father died, he took over the industry, and then around the 1820s, when money was appropriated for Liberia, Africa, to send blacks back to Africa, he took advantage of the opportunity. Now, Joseph Jenkins Roberts, let me say, make it clear now.
Yes, sir.
Obama is America's first black president. Joseph Jenkins Roberts is Pocahontas' first black president because he was American and he became the first black president of Liberia, Africa. Colonization Act. Joseph Jenkins Roberts. So Joseph Jenkins Roberts is a very significant thing to us over here because of the history associated with it. Joseph Jenkins Roberts.
That is, I mean, that's so incredible. Just the fact that, and I don't want to gloss over that because that's incredible. I mean, that's just a massive information right there. The fact that basically a family here started a whole country in Africa. Is
wow,
that?
Wow. Ain't that something?
I mean, that's just, I'm sure a lot of people aren't aware of that.
Now, you know what I believe?
Yes, sir.
Right now, the first woman president of Liberia, Africa, which is now Miss Johnson, Elaine Salik Johnson, is the first woman president of Africa. Her name is Johnson, and we believe that name Johnson came from Pocahontas. Direct. She invited me to come to the Virginia Union back in 2012 to be her honorary guest because she heard of my accomplishments here on Pocahontas Island, Miss Johnson. So I believe she's the first. Now, Hillary Clinton, a possibility she may become the first president of the United States of America, but with Miss Johnson becoming the first president of Africa, she had ties to Pocahontas. We might be credited for having the first female president, Miss Johnson.
Absolutely. That sounds like she's the people's president of Pocahontas.
Yes,
here.
she is. Johnson. You got it. That's right. Ms.
Absolutely.
Johnson. She's the people president of Pocahontas. I love that. That's right. Elaine Slee Johnson.
Wow.
Johnson. She is.
Wow.
Wow, I love that.
Well, Well, there's so many gems. There's so many gems here on Pocahontas Island, and I mean, what made you take on this task? I mean, this is such an undertaking. The museum that you have here, which I'm definitely going to show the viewers a little bit to go along, but maybe you could just tell us, I mean, because this would have been lost, obviously, if it wasn't for someone like yourself and to step in. Was there anyone before you who was maintaining this knowledge? And I mean, I know the people passed it mouth to mouth, mouth to ear, and that kind of thing, but I mean, could you explain that? How did that happen?
Well, I'm called honorary mayor. There was a man that was called John Bragg. He was called unofficial mayor. But if you read his article, he said he would never be able to do anything to improve upon Pocahontas because he did not have the wealth. I myself was blessed by God. Blessed by God. The rite of passage. The rite of passage. Elder people on this island always make me feel that one day that I was going to do something significant about this island. I never thought about it because my parents died by the time I was 17 years old and left me an orphan. So I had no hope. But the folks over here had hope for me. Well, after going to the military and coming back here, they selected a house for me, a lady named the Morgan family, which this house I'm in right now is the Morgan house. They made sure they was going to keep me here. There's a deed in the Pocahontas chapel that the Board of Trustees, they made sure my name was going to be on the Board of Trustees. And then in 1993, it was a great awakening. I saw myself and said, I got to do something with this community because those folks have entrusted in me. Right now, between my daughter and I, we have about $800,000 worth of property over here and about 12 houses, don't include lots. And most of that property, Robert Jones, Cliff Morgan, the Scott family, the Brook family, or the Morgan family, they made sure that I got that land. And that is the land and property I got right now, which you see around Pocahontas, that I developed because they made it seem the rite of passage. And they made it affordable. And after I retired from the federal government, I took every dime I had and threw it back to my community. And I do not regret it. I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
That is truly a, I mean, I'm speechless. It just goes to show the sense of community that was obviously here, and just the sense of your sense of community and the sense of that those other people just to entrust you and to embrace you in such a way. You must have had some type of impact on them, and it's just a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that it came together in just such a you know, magnanimous way, because it's just like it's almost hard to believe. When I first started hearing about it, I said, "Oh, we just gotta cover this. We forgot to cover this." And I'm just so honored to be here with you because you know, just your knowledge that you have, you know, and I'm just feeling blessed to bring it to the people. And I would just like to say that thank you for the contributions that you've made to, I'd say, to American history, because that's what this is. This is a big part of American history that we're not really hearing about, that really needs to be out there and we need to hear about. So with that, I would just like to say maybe we could go around and check out some of the spots inside of the museum here. Well, first, before we do that, could I just ask you a quick question about the museum?
Certainly.
What made you turn your home into the museum? How did that happen?
Well, it was phenomenal. It just like Spirit spoke to me. I bought a house really for rental property, but I'm a photographer. After I roamed through the People's Cemetery and took pictures, Little Church Street Cemetery, after I went into Richmond and took a picture of Gabriel Prosser, where he was hung in 1800, after I ventured down in Southampton and heard about Nat Turner, after I heard about Thomas Jefferson's slave coming here, and I had gotten a picture of Isaac Jefferson. After I heard about the Battle of Crater, and I saw pictures of wounded black men at the Battle of the Craters. After I was able to see the historical churches, First Baptist, Gillfield, and all of them as a part of Third Baptist, a part of the fabric of Pocahontas history, I had to do something. I was a part of the civil rights struggle in Petersburg. I was able to find pictures of the boycotts downtown.
Wow.
This is my museum, and that's what that represents. A little of everything I just told you, Buffalo Soldiers. You know one thing? I even got a dress of the Ku Klux Klan. It's just like God started me on a road, and I accomplished. And my folks are looking down at me and saying, Richard, we are proud of you. If I leave this world today, I have no regrets. I believe I've done all I could do to preserve our history over here. And people like you, I believe will live on years and years after I'm dead and gone. I'm all right. I'm all right, really I am. And I thank you.
And I thank you, sir, for answering the call. As they say, many are called upon, but few answer the call. And you have truly answered the call. Whereas, like, some people would have just, you hear, I've done it. Many of us have done it. You know, things, you say, oh, I wish I would did something about that. But you actually took a feeling, turned it into a dream, and turned it into, like, a reality, you know. So you didn't just think about it, you actually did something, and that's a beautiful thing. So could you tell us, I'm just curious, how did you get a Ku Klux Klan outfit? How did you get that? Could you tell us that one? Or it's a little...
I have some very unique white friends. Remember what I said now? I got some very unique white friends. And
okay.
Whatever Richard Stewart said, they're there to help me. I don't only have Ku Klux Klan uniform.
Right.
I got Ku Klux Klan literature.
Whoa.
That some friend of mine gave me. The KKK from the parts of Virginia they're supposed to be. I even got a badge of membership of a Ku Klux Klan that a friend of mine bought me from Florida. He was a black man. They bought it up here from Florida.
Oh, wow.
People are concerned about what I do.
Sure.
And they bought me stuff about the Ku Klux Klan. You know, hey, they're my white friend.
Yes.
And we are bonded.
Yes.
We are bonded. That's all I can say. I'd rather not call their name.
Right,
but
right.
they got my back.
I can understand that.
They got my back.
And you know what? When you talk about it like that, it's a part of America that people sort of don't recognize sometimes, and that's that there are a lot of things that makes us alike. And,
yeah.
you know, I don't want to sound corny when I'm saying this,
yeah.
but America's a beautiful place, and it is many spirits, many beautiful people in America.
Of all colors.
Of all colors.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
sir.
And
yes,
they've shown, whites have shown their love for me. And hey, it's just the way I got to say it. I got black friends, white friends, I got Jew friends, I got them all, and they look out for me.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And there's one family that I got a little shout out there on Route 460, Orchard Store, Orchard Museum out there, Durham, and different people like that. Okay. They have looked out for me. I got to give them credit. I got to give them a shout out.
Well, I appreciate that. Sure, that's a beautiful thing.
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we thank you, sir. And is there anything that you would like to add at this point, just to let the viewers know? I mean, I know we definitely want them to come down here and see the museum and to visit Pocahontas Island, don't we? Or...
Yes, I would love for them to come visit Pocahontas Island. But always remember Pocahontas Island is just a part of Petersburg. Old Town is a beautiful place. I tell anybody, from the development down there and so forth, what's happening down there. But I can say, don't wait too long. Because with the coming of progress in Old Town, everything you see now old is going to be made over in the near future. Don't go to sleep on that. Because Petersburg is growing.
Yeah, I see the progress, a lot of developments, a lot of great ideas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess it's definitely that comes with, I guess with progress, things have to sort of change a little bit.
Oh, yes.
But and at the same thing, it's time is staying the same, which brings me to a question about the homes here. Are most of the homes sort of in the original sort of state, like they basically look the same as they looked?
Most of the home, probably the most unique home over here now, is we got the Jared House. They call it Jared House, built back in 1819. Money have been appropriated to redo the Jared House. Very, very historical house, Jared House. The only brick structure we still got standing. And the pink house down there, called the Walthall House, has an unusual history where a white lady sold her two mulatto kids into slavery, and they was emancipated and came back and built that house.
Wow. Man, there must be about 4 or 5 movies around here. That sounds like a serious movie right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. As I was saying, 2 of the main houses that I told you was involved in the Underground Railroad is based upon the character of the house. Who lived there? All right, let's talk about the Win Walthall house. Win Walthall was a child of a white lady who came from a prominent family, the Walthall family. And she had 2 mulatto babies, and she couldn't take care of them. She sold them to a man named Trailer, that later his sister emancipated him in April the 12th, 1831. By 1837, he came back and he built that house that was part of the Underground Railroad. In 1853, he died rich.
Wow.
A very wealthy man. And the Jared House was also a very prominent house. That house had prominent Jared family and other family lived in Simpson. The white and blacks lived together in the Jared house. White and blacks lived together there.
Wow.
And in the other house, 213 Winter Street, the other house, a man named Carter Edlow, who emancipated 78 of his slaves out of Prince George, lived in that house. And if he did it in Prince George, he would do it here. A house represents the character of the people that lives in the house. And they had the character of emancipation.
That really speaks of the character of the people as you're stating.
Right. When white and blacks live together here.
Yeah. How was that able to, like, I mean, I know, is it because of the location that it went under the radar? How, like, it seems like people would have been outraged in other areas that this was kind of going on, so-called race mixing, as they used to call it, and things like that. But as you say, it just was able to happen here through the grace of God, I guess.
You have to remember that most of the people here are 4th generation mulattoes.
Oh, right.
4th generation.
Right, I see.
Mulatto.
I see.
You get it?
Yes, sir.
So there were, most of them were the direct descendants of the folks here.
Yes.
So they had no hot bird. My name's Stewart. And we lived next door to the white Stewarts.
I see.
Jared, white Jared. So
Right.
we were direct descendant out of Chesterfield, the Brown. Some of the Browns live here. See, Pocahontas Island, you got to remember, once was in Henrico County, then it was Chesterfield County, then it was Dinwiddie. They changed counties.
Oh, wow.
That's what happened.
That's pretty incredible.
Uh-huh.
That's incredible, and it just sounds unbelievable. If I wasn't hearing it, I really would have a hard time believing it here in America that it was happening like this.
Yeah, we live together over here. That's right. And they lived together here all the way up until the 1960s. And still today in Pocahontas, we got white and blacks living together over here right now. It's still here in the 20th century. We're still together. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, we don't worry about that.
Well, it's more than just taking the high road. It's looking at humanity the way it's meant to be looked at.
Man, that's where it should be looked at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man should not be judged by the color of his skin, or lady neither.
Yes,
as
sir.
the great Martin Luther King said,
Yes.
content of his character.
Yes, sir.
Skin, don't let skin matter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's what we find here in Pocahontas. Can't we get along? Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. And I just have one last question. Well, I would just want to ask you quickly about those tours because I saw a tour bus. How could one get on that tour bus? Is that open to the public or is
You
it?
know, I prefer people prefer by appointment only. I'm so busy trying to refurbish this property. I can't stop every minute, every second. But I'm trying to get it all together to come at least one day on the weekend and one day during the week and sometimes the entire weekend. But I prefer them to call me for an appointment and we can work something out. I will leave no one behind. I won't do that if they want to know the history of Pocahontas. Because I believe when I'm gone, it's gone. That's my belief.
Mm.
And I'm going to try to tell this story until St. Peter called me. I'm going to try to tell this story about Pocahontas. And people like you come over, call our history and so forth. I hope you, long after I'm gone, that somebody can see that you've been here and pass our history on. That's just how I feel about history. And I appreciate you. I really appreciate what you're doing.
Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate the opportunity myself to come here and film this greatness, this mecca of Pocahontas Island. And thank you, honorary mayor, for having us. And if there, I mean, you said it all so eloquently. I don't even want to add too much more to it. But I just want to say thank you so much for allowing the viewers into your home and seeing all of this and you taking the time out to see us. And thank you.
All right, peace.
All right.
No one to walk with, all by myself. No one to talk to, 'cause I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. I know for certain the one I love. I'm through with flirting, it's just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in the corner, I don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth my waiting for. Oh, believe me, I don't stay out late and I don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. I ain't misbehaving, saving my love